What is up, everybody? It had to be done with another Returnal guide today. The guide is a tiny bit different. We will be looking at Act 3. At this point, you have finished all of the boss fights, you have defeated Ophion, and you are going to be looking for these little fellas right here, the Sunface Fragments, so you can unlock the last house sequence in the game. This will be a short tutorial. I'm going to go straight to the point because you want to get your car keys, you want to get into that car, you've seen it, you know there's something in there, and you want to get to the real ending of the game. So the way it works for you to get the Sunface Fragments is by replaying all of the biomes in the game, but there are some rooms, there are some areas that previously were either not accessible or not visible because you didn't have the right tech on your suit. Since now you have everything, you should be able to reach these secret rooms. Also, while doing it, you'll be getting a lot of scout logs that will help you get the platinum if that's something that you're going for. So the first thing that we're going to have a look at is, of course, the Overgrown Ruins. Remember that you don't have to defeat any of the enemies and you can skip the bosses, so you can go straight to exploring, as some of the rooms might not spawn in your runs and you have to redo some of them. The fragments are to be found in optional areas, so remember to look for the colored kind of purple, bluey triangle doors. Here we see the Light Orb, we skip through and we get to the first fragment. You scan it, you pick it up, and then you can go off to your next one. Next up we've got Crimson Waste, and I believe we've all died in this room. Now you can actually walk through the lava or this red goo without taking damage. I at least have died a few times there, thinking there would be some incredible loot on my first run. But now that you can get to it, you scan, you pick it up, and that's 2 out of 6 for you. And for the third one, we are in the Derelict Citadel. So after dying to the kamikaze drones a bunch of times, you'll hopefully be in this room right before the archives, and you can go underwater now. So all you gotta do is go down, and there it is. Another Sunface Fragment for you, and you're halfway there. Fragment number 4, we're back in the Echoing Ruins. As you can see, I'm just going from optional room to optional room, ignoring all the loot. The setup of the room just before could be different, but what I think is important for you to see is the room where it's actually in, that remains the same. So cross the red goo, and there it is, your Echoing Ruins fragment. Let's go to the next one. And this is the easiest one. This one is always in the same spot. You just gotta run to the boss room. You have an orb over there. Hopefully you do a slightly better job than me at jumping over there, and that should take you no longer than 15 seconds. You got your Sunface Fragment and you're off to your next. And now you're down in the abyss, underwater, and this is quite a challenging area in the game anyway, so this one took me a few tries. Another thing that can make it a little bit confusing is the fact that there's 2 floors. So as you can see, I'm trying to show you on the map here, I'm actually just before the boss. I went looking for it a bunch of times just on the first floor before deciding to check whether or not it could be all the way down there. I have after that found it on the first floor as well, so you will have to sweep through the first one before diving deeper. But one thing that is always the same is the setup towards this fragment. It's a little bit more difficult as there are fewer rooms, but what you are looking for is an area off map. So as you're exploring, you will see thin platforms with a lonely chest on them, and behind the chest you should be able to spot the little light orb already. So we're just gonna have a quick look in there because I'm still unlocking some of the traits, clear the area so I don't die, and jump over to the next one. So it's always this Light Orb just under the platform there. A little bit hidden, a little bit more difficult to find, but I'm sure you can do it. You just have to be patient. And there you go with this, your last Sunface Fragment. So now you're able to go back to the house. It will have unlocked a new sequence, and I won't spoil the fun for you, but what you want to do now is go back to the house, get the card case, defeat Ophion, and enjoy the true ending. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you have any questions, leave it as a comment and I'll come and reply to you. And if you want to see more, just subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye.